Hello everyone, my name is Ian. Welcome back to my hobby YouTube channel again. This is In Brief Book and Film Reviews, and I'm going to give you a book review today of a book I read about 2 weeks ago called Where There Was No Church, Postcards from Muslims in of G Postcards from Followers of Jesus in a Muslim World. E.J Martin is the editor, and this book was released in 2010, and the publishers were Learning Together Press and wait for it, Fruitful Practice Research. Okay, so this was 200 pages long. You'll fly through particularly the stories. There's a section at the back where it's kind of breaking it down and asking about questions, what you got from the stories and stuff. It's kind of like, unless you're coming from a Sunday school kind of mindset, it's not really any benefit to you, and that, but the stories themselves are really good and I found very interesting. So basically we all come from a background where we were brought up maybe by different faiths, religion, countries obviously and stuff, and that, and we can become quite tribal, and very like really kind of obsessive about our faith and our countries and our habits and our culture and stuff like that. Obviously you see nowadays that in the Western world, and that bodies and stuff, I won't go into all politics and stuff, but bodies are trying to make it where they want to try and dilute a lot of this stuff, but still have certain sections of society that are allowed to practice what they want, and and whatnot. Like I said, I'm not going to go into politics and stuff. So and that's fair enough. We're not all made equal. God made us different for a reason, and so I really wanted to read this book because it was basically about Christians who are struggling. Not so much this didn't really say about persecution. You're not talking about, say, obviously Christians around the world in different countries are having a hard time, particularly Christians in certain areas of Nigeria and other countries as well. I think there was one report there lately in a Muslim country where Christians have had a very hard of late. But this basically talks about people who have kind of either brought up with Christianity, who are genetically, say, Afghanistani, Pakistani, Dagestani, Tajikistani, Azerbaijani, or from Turkey or someplace like that. So who have tremendous faith in Christ and stuff, and it kind of gives their stories and stuff, and that it gives a story of a young girl who had gone to school with her brothers, and they kind of teasing and a bit of bullying and stuff, and that but they got through their faith, and they'd pray for the people that were bullying them and stuff. And then the kids, as they got older, they become a little bit more interested in them as a person, not being blinded by religion and stuff, and that and so it was really interesting to read that point. And then it goes on also as well from Muslims who converted to Christianity, and they're so peaceful. They live in a village so peaceful and happy, and that and they might be of good value when it comes to like the local economy. Their friends see it and they want to ask them, why do you like that? And and they open up and say, well, I'm a Christian, and they say, well, can you tell me more and stuff, and that. So they start to convert other people, and that and they learn about it, Christianity and stuff, and that. So it was kind of interesting to hear the stories and stuff, because a lot of us have this stereotype in our head that there's no Christians in Islamic countries, and there's no churches and stuff, and that, when there is, and there might not be many, but there is, and Islamic countries might not be as liberal as Christian or Western countries, as you want to say, or what have you, and that. But there is these establishments, but in some villages there just isn't. So what they have congregations of coming together, prayer groups and stuff and that. And some of them get persecuted and that, like if a local police officer found out or something and that, they'd be charging daddy, the father and stuff and that. They'd be knocking on the doors and upsetting the family and calling us on all the mischief because one Muslim down the road reported him and said, "Oh, he's getting too big now" and stuff like that. And it's interesting from that side. Obviously there's a great fear about religion and stuff and that, that this religion is better than this religion and this religion is better than that religion. I think that we should have, me personally, my approach to religion, I don't reject religion and that, but I just think that it plays too big of a role in many people's lives and that, where it's blinding them and it's filling them up with hate, and that hate is eventually going to chew them up and spit them out. And I think that I think if people had more of acceptance, then we could all get along a lot better, and that's just not the Western world having acceptance of Islam. That's also the Islamic world having acceptance of, say, a country like China, who is not really known for its religion and that, or the Western culture, which could be known for the Christianity. So we have to be more accepting and respectful of each other's religions. Now that's not easy, obviously, in that, that's proven, riots here, riots there in different countries, and I also believe as well with certain religions and stuff, unfortunately, they don't practice what they preach, and they they're coming over the countries and they're waving the flags of their own countries and they're holding this, that, and the other scriptures and stuff and that, and basically you would say point down, they have an identity crisis really in that, because we have different countries for a reason. We're not all of the same pigment color, we're not all the same genetics, and I think that we should all appreciate and savor and respect each other's countries and the organicness of each traditional heritage and stuff like that. I think that's really, really important. And that, but obviously when it comes to religion, a lot of people don't want to accept that, they don't want to they want to change it to suit their own religion, and I think that's really sad. Yeah, but it's really that's just, I'm going into kind of like social thing there and that, but I thought it was a really good book, and I think it's definitely worthy of a read and stuff and that, and there's obviously credits and that, like a photo credit. I think it's Matt Brandon, www.digitaltrekker, spelled TETREKKER.com. And there's other ones there you can hook up and you can contact them. You can actually contact some of the people who have written these stories within the book, and that, it gives a little, like, you kind of like leaves a little drop, a little hint how to contact them and stuff, which is great. Like you might have an issue there in one of the books that you contact them with, or you might really want to praise them for coming out of that situation and ask them how the situation is there now arising at the moment. This is in brief book and film reviews, so I've gone over 8 minutes harping on that. I want to leave it there. So that's it. Thank you very much for joining me this week. If this is your first time watching my channel, I give out film, book and music reviews each week. So if this is your first time, subscribe and you'll get more. And I hope everyone's doing very well, staying blessed, and that the winter's coming upon us soon and that, so make sure you start to put the extra layer of clothing on and stuff, tops, whatever, coats and stuff as you come into the winter. Keep safe, stay positive and stay blessed as always. Oh yeah.